This was an Inc. article on a 10-year CEO study looking for, one of the common threads or the most important traits, and it was the fact of decisiveness, or the trait of decisiveness, right? It was super interesting in that it's not always about making the best decision, the right decision, or, being right all the time, right? It's just about being able to make decisions quickly and to stay in motion, I think was what I took away from it. And certainly I've seen that in my own life and in this business. The more I can stay in flight or in motion, the more momentum we've always kept. Again, whether these decisions are right or wrong, it's not that I have a perfect track record, certainly, but staying in motion and being able to adjust accordingly, I think, is what's most important. I know for myself, what has helped me to become more decisive was to really build a framework or a rubric that gives me, call it carte blanche access to be able to make a decision with disregard to budget, disregard to, maybe the time that needs to be invested or whatever, but based on so many other important things, whether it's pushing us towards the goal or me towards my goals, whether it speaks to, my core values, right, and is in symmetry with those things versus against, I think has given me the ability to make very quick and rapid decisions and to say yes to things, which for me has led to a lot of super exciting things. Probably my favorite example was I'd gotten an email and it was about Porsche and, LeadingIT. What do they have in common? Entrepreneurship is a lot like racing. It was just this very interesting, curious email. And it was selling, right, an experience to fly down to Atlanta, not only join other entrepreneurs and spend a day in coaching and in session and working on our businesses, but the next day to spend on the racetrack at the Porsche test track. And so I reached out, I made the phone call, and this was a cold email, right? And it turns out that this was an not a cheap adventure, and was also scheduled for the very next week. And I was very quick and very decisive and able to say, yes, I'll be there. Let me see if I can clear my calendar. See you in 5 days. And it was because all of the things in that spoke to my goals, driving the business forward, being adventurous, doing things that I love doing and enjoy, and being around other people who, have those same values. And money and time were not the constraints because all of the other things were a yes. And sometimes I struggle with it too, but often, we often pontificate and we're worried about all the different angles and we're trying to answer all the different questions. And, we worry about, well, what if this and what if that and what if all these different things? And that is the mindset that leaves us in a stuck place, right? Frankly, it's quicksand that I can't go anywhere and I can't do anything. And for me, there's no movement there. There's no momentum. There's no speed. You are stuck at 0 miles per hour when we are stuck, thinking about every single angle. Conversely, if we make a decision, whether it's a yes or even a no to something, and sometimes maybe the no is the more important decision to be made to get rid of things and get them off our plate and get them out of our mindset and our thinking space, there's momentum there too, because now even though this is a no, I can move on to the other things in life. And so I think keeping that momentum is the important part of this decisiveness stuff. And again, you may make a wrong decision. That's okay. You're in movement and you can then adjust accordingly when you realize, this was the wrong decision. This isn't going to work. Adjust again and stay in motion versus never having tried in the first place. I think it would be hugely important for everyone, if they know their core values, if they know, what I call my system requirements for things, I think that has made it so much easier for me to make quick decisions. So I would challenge and encourage you to have that same list so that you can keep moving forward.